Imagine for a moment that every step you take, every place you go, every post you write, could be watched, analyzed, even predicted. Today, we're diving into a powerful and worrying truth: how governments around the world are using artificial intelligence to monitor, surveil, and control. This isn't science fiction. This is happening now. And yes, it's already hitting the USA and Europe in ways you might not even realize. Stay with me, because what you'll learn may change how you think about privacy, freedom, and technology. So first, what do we mean by government AI surveillance? It's when government agencies deploy AI systems to monitor behavior, collect data, analyze patterns, often in real time, to influence decisions about individuals or groups. For example, cameras plus face recognition plus massive databases of people's movements and identities, or monitoring social media posts, predicting who might commit a crime, or tracking people's presence in a city. In fact, a growing number of states are deploying advanced AI surveillance tools to monitor, track, and surveil citizens for a range of policy objectives, some lawful, others deeply problematic. In the United States alone, government agencies across federal, state, and local levels have been experimenting with AI and automated systems for screening, scoring, monitoring, and many of those systems are opaque. And here in Europe, even though there are stronger privacy norms, the same technologies are being used, with less transparency than many imagine. Why is this significant? Because AI gives governments, or those with government power, a new kind of eye and brain for surveillance. It means watching is easier, predicting is possible, and oversight is far lagging behind. Let's look at some concrete use cases so you can see how this plays out. In many cities, law enforcement is using predictive policing. AI systems analyze past crime data, camera feeds, sensors, to forecast where crime might happen and deploy resources accordingly. A government's using facial recognition and biometrics deployed in public spaces. Cameras that can identify people in crowds, or track license plates, or match faces to databases. The technology existed, but AI makes it scalable and faster. A social media and online monitoring. Agencies scanning through millions of posts, tracking keyword usage, sentiment, possibly flagging extremist rhetoric or threats. For example, in the US, contracts have surfaced about the ability to scan large volumes of social media posts. A smart city-style surveillance. Combined systems of cameras, sensors, pattern detection, behavioral analytics, all part of what one analyst described as a shift from manual surveillance to algorithmic surveillance. Each of these examples shows how surveillance is no longer just about watching, it's about analyzing behavior, predicting outcomes, and intervening. Now ask yourself, do you know when you're being watched? Do you know how the data is used? That's where things get concerning. So we've seen the tools. Now, why should you care? Here are the major risks and impacts you should be aware of. 1. Loss of privacy and anonymity. When you're constantly tracked, the notion of private life shrinks. AI surveillance systems accumulate layers of data about you, movements, associations, communications. 2. Chilling effect on speech and behavior. When people believe they are being watched, they may self-censor. They may change their behavior, not because they've done anything wrong, but because they might be perceived as suspect. 3. Bias, unfairness, and discrimination. AI systems don't operate in a vacuum. They are often trained on biased data, and they reflect the biases of their designers or historical data. In criminal justice uses, this can mean minorities get disproportionately affected. 4. Power concentration and weakened oversight. When governments hold more surveillance power through AI, but oversight and transparency lag, you get architectures that can operate outside public awareness or accountability. A 2025 study found that although AI deployment initially boosts trust through efficiency, it simultaneously reduces public perceived control, and when risks emerge, trust falls sharply. 5. Democratic and civil liberty threat. In places where surveillance is broad and opaque, AI surveillance becomes a tool for state control, which threatens democracy itself. Experts warn that the spread of AI-powered surveillance systems has empowered governments seeking greater control with tools that entrench non-democracy. So yes, this isn't just about Big Brother watching you. It's about how watching becomes thinking, predicting, and acting without you knowing. And that matters. Let's focus on the US and Europe, because you might think this happens somewhere else, but it's closer than you think. In the USA, federal agencies and local law enforcement are using AI tools for surveillance, screening, monitoring. For instance, Nearly 1,200 distinct AI use cases were identified across federal agencies. The report noted that social media monitoring contracts promise the ability to scan millions of posts and summarize findings for government agencies. On the regulatory front, there is concern that oversight is weak, transparency limited, and the rules haven't caught up fully. In Europe, while the EU has stronger data protection frameworks, the deployment of AI surveillance, especially in smart city contexts or large events, raises concerns. For example, algorithmic video surveillance was used and tested during the Paris Olympics with limited transparency. Researchers emphasize that while Western jurisdictions say, "We value privacy," the infrastructure of AI surveillance is being built and deployed. The question is not only can governments do this, but should they? And do citizens know and consent? The takeaway: if you're living in the US or Europe, this isn't just theoretical. It's happening and you're part of the story. Okay, now you're probably wondering, what can I do about this? You may feel powerless, but there are steps you can take. Be aware of what data you share. Think about the apps you use, location permissions you allow, cameras and sensors in public spaces. Use privacy tools, VPNs, ad blockers, browser settings, privacy-focused apps. They don't stop government surveillance, but they give you more control. Advocate and support regulation. Support policies that call for transparency, algorithmic accountability, independent oversight, rights for citizens to know. For example, demanding that AI systems used by government are auditable, fair, transparent. Engage your community. Talk about this with friends, family. Local councils, civic bodies often have say in surveillance policies. Citizen awareness helps. Stay critical and informed. A system claiming we're doing this for your safety might still erode your rights. Ask, who holds the power? What's the oversight? Because ultimately, surveillance is not just a technological issue, it's a civic issue. When AI watches you, you should at least know who's watching, why, and how the information is used. As we move into the next decade, expect these trends. AI surveillance will become more automated, more embedded in public infrastructure, cameras, sensors, drones, algorithms. The boundary between public safety and surveillance will blur further. Governments will argue that AI helps make cities safer. Faster response, crime prevention, smarter resources. But the trade-offs will matter. Regulation will lag technological change. Unless citizens, policymakers, tech companies act now, the systems might be baked in before proper safeguards exist. There's also a tension. Societies that value privacy and civil liberties will have to decide how much surveillance they accept in exchange for convenience or safety. And most crucially, if citizens aren't empowered and aware, the power imbalance grows. So the question for you is, will we let AI surveillance become the new norm, or will we shape the rules today so it serves us, rather than controls us? Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up, share with someone who needs to know this, and subscribe for more deep dives into AI and technology. I'll see you in the next one.